The Tokhu Emong Bird Count is a unique blend of our vibrant post-harvest festival, Tokhu Emong, and a crucial conservation effort. It turns citizens into scientists, helping us document the rich avian life. The timing of the count during the festival is a conscious choice to link our culture and our conservation efforts. By blending tradition with environmental responsibility, we're fostering a new generation of nature lovers.
Tokhu Emong Bird Count is Nagaland's first and only statewide bird documentation event. It is usually held during the peak season of the Amur falcon coming into Nagaland for roosting, and it also coincides with the post-harvest festival of the Lotha Naga tribe, Tokhu Emong. It was initiated from Wokha Forest Division and it started off very small with only a few districts participating in the first year. However, because of the larger interest across the state, it was extended to all the districts, and now in the last 3 seasons, including this year, the entire state and all the districts have been active participants. It is a 4-day citizen science bird documentation exercise which is usually conducted from November 4th to 7th across all the districts of Nagaland. And it used a standardized protocol which has been developed by eBird to collect the data on avian diversity in the state. So some of the objectives for which this Tokhu Emong bird count is there is to encourage birding as a hobby amongst the different people from different walks of life, to document and monitor bird species which is present in Nagaland and also how they are distributed within the state. And since it's an annual exercise, the presence, absence of these birds and also the locational presence, all this different data over a period of time will give us trends as to which birds are there where and how they are distributed across the state. Other objective is also to empower the local communities, students, forest staff and bird enthusiasts with training and tools for documenting these birds and giving them a sense of power, or to say a sense of knowledge to actually gather the information. Over a period of time, this will also result in building a reliable data set or a database of the different species across the state. Not only that, this period also is a good time where public awareness about the bird diversity is also done, and we will also get to know the state of habitats and ecosystems across the state. To give you an example, there are a few students, young minds, who have been coming back to this particular event every year. So it's not like their first event, they are coming back for a couple of years. So that means that it has turned some of these young minds into bird watching. So the interest is getting generated.
Nagaland sits in one of the world's biodiversity hotspots. Events like the Tokhu Emong Bird Count help us gather baseline data on our birds, from resident species to migratory visitors.
We started TEBC to create awareness, to encourage birding as a hobby, and to monitor and understand how our birds are doing, both residents and migrants. We aim to connect people, birds, and culture, as they are all interrelated and dependent on each other. Since its inception, TEBC has grown from strength to strength. 2022 marked the beginning. 178 species recorded. We did this in collaboration with BirdCount India, and the event was powered by eBird. In 2023, we mapped Tuinsang district on the eBird map. At that time, Tuinsang was one of the only 2 districts in the entire country that had not yet been mapped on the eBird platform. We also covered all the districts in the entire state through extensive effort by our partner, Eco Warriors Nagaland. Why we do such events is because birds are excellent indicators of change. The absence or presence of a bird species can tell us what might be happening in our environment. For example, the presence of bulbuls can indicate that the habitat is disturbed or of secondary forest. Absence of species like the Bled's Tragopan in an old-growth forest can indicate that not everything is alright and that there might be some sort of threats or disturbances. Loss of such species can have big impacts on the environment, the economy, and human lives. In tropical regions like ours, Birds are directly responsible for dispersing seeds of over 92% of all woody species. This includes timber, medicinal, cultural, and species of economic value. I will share some more examples. First, loss of hornbills can lead to loss of some tree species. Hornbills are one of the most important frugivores and have earned the name farmers of their forest for their role as seed dispersers, especially for large fruited trees. In the absence of hornbills, seed dispersal of such large fruit trees won't happen and can lead to local extinction of trees over time. And for indigenous communities like us Nagas, the loss of species of immense cultural significance, such as hornbills, also means we lose a part of our identity. Second, from 1992 to 2006 alone, the disappearance of vultures costed the Indian economy $34 billion. Third, the Great Chinese Famine, 1959 to 1961. This is widely regarded as the deadliest famine and one of the greatest man-made disasters in human history. This happened because of the campaign to eradicate sparrows. Sparrows were suspected of consuming 2 kgs of grain per sparrow per year. And in the absence of natural predators, which is sparrows, there was a boom in the population of crop-eating insects. This led to the devastating famine. In conclusion, I want to say that birds do tell us a lot about what is happening around us. Human lives, our culture, our economy, everything is connected to nature, and birds play an important role in this.
Anyone, any general public, any person who is interested in bird watching or interested in this type of citizen science activity can take part in it. The bird documentation is done through eBird app, and recognition of birds can be done through the assistance of an app called Merlin. The app has been developed by University of Cornell from the Department of Ornithology. This is a standardized method of documenting the birds from across the world. Some of the data and achievements from 2022 year. 2022 we had 178 species recorded and we had 84 checklists which were submitted. So checklist is nothing but a list of birds that have been found in a particular period of time which has been recorded in the eBird app. In 2023 there were 219 species and 327 checklists were submitted. This was a stronger coverage and many community groups got involved. Schools were also involved. And in 2024, 181 species were recorded from 402 checklists. Once again, there was a statewide participation. The awareness and infrastructure for bird documentation also was strengthened in this year. At the conclusion of 4 days, a total of 212 species were recorded and 356 checklists were submitted over these 4 days. So many interesting species were also submitted. Overall, this particular exercise or event has grown from strength to strength each passing year, with newer members coming into the fray, and at the same time some of our older members also coming back and recording species year on year.
Every checklist uploaded is a step towards better conservation. It helps us track population trends, understanding migration patterns, and identify threatened habitats.
Greetings from Eco Warriors Nagaland, and I'm very glad to share about the 4th edition of Tokhu Emong Bird Count 2025. I'm filled with joy and delight because the event was truly incredible, which have brought communities together across Nagaland, especially the nature lovers, to celebrate the rich avian diversity of our beautiful state. Tokhu Emong Bird Count started in 2022, aimed to promote bird conservation, community engagement, and environmental awareness. And we are glad to share that the event was a great success till today, because the recent event have also made a bird checklist of over 356 checklists with 212 different bird species during the 4 days event across Nagaland.
Over the past 3 years, I've had the privilege of conducting the Tokhu Emong Bird Count together with my students and also with my colleagues, the Eco Warriors. Each bird count has been a new journey filled with excitement, learning, and a deeper connection with nature. There's a special kind of joy in stepping out early in the morning, hearing the forest come alive with the birds' call, and watching the first rays of sunlight touch the trees. In those quiet moments, surrounded by life in its purest form, I often realize how beautifully everything in nature is connected. Through birding, I've come to see how important birds are to our ecosystem. They are the pollinators, the seed dispensers, and also the natural indicators of the environmental health. Every faltering wind reminds us that their freedom and survival are tied to our action. Observing them has changed my perspective. It has made me more aware, more patient, and more committed to conservation. Being a part of Eco Warriors Nagaland has strengthened this sense of purpose. The organization continues to inspire young people to care for the planet through awareness campaign, cleanup drives, and biodiversity parade. In Brand District, where we are blessed to host the Amur Falcon, rich variety of flora and fauna, we are reminded that protecting nature is both our duty and our shared heritage. So for me, birding has become more than just counting species. It's about counting hope, nurturing awareness, and ensuring that future generations inherit a world filled with love, color, and song.
Tokhu Emong Bird Count is more than just counting birds. It is about community engagement, scientific discovery, and cultural pride. It is a powerful movement connecting our beloved festival to the crucial work of environmental stewardship in the heart of Nagaland.
The event was a testament to the power of community-driven conservation efforts. Our dedicated district coordinators, volunteers, forest department, local communities, and our partners and participants have tirelessly worked to make this event possible. Tokhu Emong Bird Count is more than just a bird count, but it's a celebration of our rich cultural heritage and the importance of living in harmony with nature. The event has also attracted many hunters into conservationists and nature lovers. Especially, it is very interesting to share that the other states are also starting similar campaign like TEPC campaign to start the conservation effort. Let's continue to share together to conserve our environment, preserve our biodiversity, and promote sustainable development.
We hope that events like TEBC will serve as a platform to encourage citizens to pick up birding as a hobby, where we observe birds not just for 4 days in a year, but throughout the year. Through citizen science initiatives like the TEBC, we as citizens can provide data that can be used by researchers and scientists to inform conservation actions and decisions. We are very proud of the growth of TEBC, and we hope that this humble effort will turn into a people's movement to safeguard nature and the future of our culture, our economy, and our lives.
Let us also remember the famous quotation said by Mahatma Gandhi: "The earth has enough resources for our need, but not for our greed." Let's strive to live in harmony with nature and ensure a sustainable future for all. Let's keep celebrating nature. Let's keep celebrating wildlife.
The Tokhu Emong Bird Count is a beautiful testament to how community spirit and cultural festivals can be powerful drivers of environmental change. It is about remembering our connection to the wild, celebrating the abundance of our harvest, and protecting the treasures of our skies for future generations.
Please like and subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell for the latest contents. Also, follow us on all our social media handles.